Okay, now we got the stream on. We're watching Rexy Mario. I just gotta set a few things up, and then the main display for the stream will be good to go. But yeah, we're on Dolphin Shoals right now, and this makes sense if you're on the side of Peru, because on race 2, it wasn't like a crazy bad race for Peru. They lost it by 16, but as far as I can remember, they got a whole bunch of middle spots, and with the bottom spots as well, that's also an opportunity to get some drafts and some shrooms, as well as the points at the beginning. So it's a chance for them to catch up. Anyways, right now, I believe we're getting more and more situated as the race goes on. But right now, looking like an even mix for what we can see from Rexy Mario. We see, you know, 2 Peru up here in the middle, as well as 1 from Hong Kong, Taiwan. But right now we have no way of telling who's really dominating the front at the moment. And granted, on a track like Dolphin Shoals, it's not so much like dominating the front. However, if you can dominate the front, then that's a big deal in some situations. However, with the Bill strat, as well as potential shocks coming in, that's a big deal. Are you here, Stev? Okay, seems like we're having a bit of technical difficulties, but you know what? It is what it is. We'll get through it, and we'll be rolling soon and smoothly shortly. But right now, Rexy Mario in 3rd. Back in the bomb, I think. Throwing it off. I couldn't really catch that. But he's in a really nice spot. Triple reds. He's throwing him forward, so that is going to be Peru in 2nd. Is this a sign that this could be really good for Hong Kong, Taiwan if the reds connect, which they do? Or will this just be Rexy Mario just making sure that he can get in there? But he falls off. That's not going to be good at all for him. And that's more Hong Kong, Taiwan coming in. That's at least 3-4 for Hong Kong, Taiwan. This could be way better for them as well. Or sorry, 3-4-5, my apologies. But yeah, top 2 for Peru. That's a solid race for them. However, with Hong Kong, Taiwan in 3-4-5-7-8, it is going to limit some of the damage from Peru this race. Stev?
Sorry, I've just been having issues trying to load the call and the stream at the same time.
Oh, damn. Do you think we're all good now?
I think so. I've got it live on my phone, so should hopefully be good to go.
All right, sounds good. So we just got done with Dolphin Shoals. Hong Kong, Taiwan getting 3-4-5-7-8. Those aren't the greatest spots in terms of winning races. However, considering you're already down a little bit, maybe getting those middle spots, take advantage of the following race, and maybe get a solid race from there. You know, that's always great. And then you can really, you know, switch the war and turn it in your favor.
Yeah, and I can see that they've picked a TM for this situation as well, which obviously is good for the middle spots because they can hope to get shrooms and take the cut and storm into the front at the start and hope to hold it out from there. So we'll see how things pan out.
Yeah, big time. Wild Woods, though, this is a very out of the ordinary track for sure. You don't usually see this track that often online. However, I do believe this is a track where you can run in some situations. It can be difficult to catch up because the only real shortcut here is the one at the end, and even then, it doesn't really save that much time. So this can be a very run-oriented track. But again, like the fast path here, the right side, there's no coins here. So if you're in the front, it can be really tough to get those coins early on. Now, Peru maintaining that first place at the very least, the top 2 as well. Rexy Mario coming in, able to get the second, lands the trail as well. So he's going to be vibing right now. And we only know the top 2 right now. The rear view is not being utilized at the moment. However, maybe in due time we'll be able to see who's really popping off here. At least top 2 for Peru at the moment. Looking decent for them.
Sorry, John, I'm still struggling with my mic.
That's okay, man. No worries. Just let me know when we're all good, and then we'll be giving it from there. So, yeah, not too much happening right now. Just Rexy Mario is trying to maintain their spot in 3rd. With triple shrooms and triple greens, it's a really good pull. You know, having the shrooms to shroom up, as well as having that space from your opponents. Maybe able to land a green on Pinocchio. Lands the green. The blue coming in too. He can probably get in the first. Oh no, he throws the red forward. The green forward.
You should have thrown the green back.
Yeah, when you see something coming, you just want to check the rear view, make sure that is coming for you, back to green, then you should be good to go. But yeah, red came in, and getting pushed off as well. That's a top 4, top 5 for Peru right now, I think. Or at least top 4, something like that. Yeah, they're in a great position right now. I think Rexy Mario was the only person up there from Hong Kong, Taiwan. I think most of them were in the middle or the back. And now as a result, now that he's gone, that gives Peru the opportunity to really come in and take advantage of all the top spots they have and really dominate this race.
Yeah, this is looking like a really good race win for Peru, unless something weird happened to the 2, 3, 4 spots. So we'll just have to wait and see for the results to come in. But yeah, very solid run there from Peru, it looks like.
Absolutely. Top 5-8 for Peru. That is an incredible race, especially when you already have the lead. Great race for Peru. They ended this GP very strongly, and now they probably have about like a 50, 60, even 70 point lead.
Yeah, that's a massive lead to go into the final 8 races with. And yeah, it looks like they're just doing really well. From what I could gather from that race alone, they just have more front presence. And yeah, things are just working out in their favor. Unfortunately, Rexy Mario there, as you saw, just couldn't quite keep his front presence. He needs some more help from his teammates, I think, up in the front, working out in their favor. Unfortunately, Rexy Mario there, as you saw,
I think
just
it is one
couldn't
thing
quite
to
keep
have,
his front presence.
one or
He
two
needs some more help from his teammates, I think,
in the front. However, if the front is mostly dominated by the other team, it makes it so much easier for the team with more top spots to eliminate the team who doesn't have as many top spots from the front. And as a result, we just saw there Peru getting in the top 5 and running away with it.
Yeah.
It was almost like it was another day in the office after they got rid of Rexy Mario. It was quite shocking, to be honest. But yeah, as of right now, I do believe, actually, Peru could be up way more than we think, because they were up 42 going into race 3, and then race 3 was a very average race, Dolphin Shoals. And then they just got a top 5-8. So that could very well be between 70 and 80 for the point lead for Peru, which is absolutely insane.
Yeah, and if anyone is able to get the up-to-date score, that would help us out massively. Because we did miss the first couple races. But anywho, off onto Mario Circuit. This isn't really something that we kind of see too often from teams. So it's nice to see this.
It's very interesting. We have 2 out of the ordinary tracks coming out in a row, which is, it's definitely, it's an interesting sight to see for sure. I think this is a track where you can definitely benefit a lot from bagging. I feel like if you're running, it's really tough to run this track and come out alive. I feel like blue shells coming in, shocks can be super beneficial here, especially with the 2 big off-road shortcuts that you can take. So yeah. I think if you're Peru, which I believe Peru could even be top 4 right now. Well, we'll see what happens with the horn. If Rexy Mario horns the blue, then we know that Peru is in 2, 3, 4. But nope, they're top 4 right now. So low key, Hong Kong, Taiwan could be at an advantage going into this last wee bit of the race.
Yeah, right now, if you're Hong Kong, you're looking to pull the shock. It's kind of hard to tell from the map if they're far enough away in last to get the shock, but we'll have to wait and see if they put it before, the race ends, because at this point, this is kind of exactly what they need to do.
Absolutely. Rexy Mario in a star, Rylan with a star. These are solid items, but these are items you would expect, so there's no real signs towards a potential shock at the moment. But, anything is possible. We could see a shock as early as right now. But I think if Hong Kong, Taiwan isn't able to pull a shock, then this could be GG in terms of this race for Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Peru could maintain the front presence they had right off the bat.
Yeah, they could. It doesn't look like shock is likely in this race.
We see quite a few Peru in the middle, though. Is that a sign that Hong Kong Taiwan was able to push up a little bit? Let's see the results coming up right now. Oh, another solid race for Peru. Top 2, 4, 5, with, I believe, HKT getting bottom 3, maybe even bottom 4. Couldn't remember exactly, but yeah, an amazing race for Peru. And that's just going to extend their lead even more.
Yeah, for a race that can be seen as good for bagging, it seems that Peru were just able to, once again, hold down their top spots and, just seal the deal. So again, they just extend their lead.
Yep, absolutely. And this is the kind of thing that you really want to do if you already have the lead early on, you know. Establish a lead, extend it, and then put the pressure on the opposing team going into that second half of the war. Because at the end of the day, if the pressure's on you, like, you got to start giving her, you got to get some momentum on your side, and you got to make sure that you lay it all on the line. Because otherwise, the other team who already has the lead in the momentum is just going to run away with it. And that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest with you. Don't really have too much to add to that point.
Yeah, on the side of Peru, well, it's pretty straightforward with these spots. If you're Peru, you want a running track.
Yeah.
If you're Hong Kong, Taiwan, you want a bagging track, or at least a track that can, where you can start on an equal playing field. Balanced, and tracks that you don't necessarily have to pick that are like desert or cheese land, just to completely reset. But Cloud Top Cruise, very good pick for Peru, 100%.
Yeah, the one thing I'd be worried about is the potential shock in play, because there are a couple spots which can be really killer. Like obviously the first glider, the second glider, or they can get them after boxes, and you know, any of those plays, if they get the shock and use it, can be extremely harmful to the top spots. So
yeah, for sure.
And
I
it looks
feel like the first cannon target shock spot, I feel like that is one that you'd want to use if you're worried about the other team having a shock and using it before you can. But honestly, I feel like shocking your opponent's A after boxes and B over the glider right here, I think that is one of the best shock spots in the game. Even if they don't get target shocked, it'll be really hard to take the lily pad shortcut, as we can see here. And as a result, the other team can just push up right away. So
yeah,
if a team can pull shock and target shock their opponents over that glider section, it could be GG for the race right then and there.
yeah, exactly. Especially considering they could also get squished. Oh, as we see Nick trying to pressure with the fire here, trying to keep that lead. The blue comes out. I'm going to assume that it's Peru in first right now. I'm not sure who's in 2-3, but considering Nicholas is trying to back swim as much as possible, I'm going to assume that it's a majority top spots Peru once again. So
yeah, I can see that. You know, Peru really dominated the front on a track like Mario Circuit. Considering they got a running track like Cloud Top Cruise now, I honestly wouldn't even be surprised if they were top 4. And if they're top 4-6, that is deadly. And that is a big problem if you're on the side of Hong Kong, Taiwan. That could even be top 5 right now.
Well, where are you, by the way? I've just started lap 3.
Oh, I'm approaching the first cannon. Anyways, looking really good for Peru. Like, top 4 has a massive lead right now. Even if a shot comes in, I don't think anything can be done with that. Oh, shock comes in here though. Was that a Peru shock? I actually don't know who shock that was. Oh, I think that was Hong Kong, Taiwan.
Yeah, unfortunately, they do TS Rex and Mario.
Yeah,
but
Peru did a little bit with that shock, but I think Peru was just way too far ahead. Oh, that was Rylan in first. Okay, that's it. That's an overall even race, I would say. That's like a 1-5-6 for HKT. So overall, it's generally pretty even.
Okay. Yeah, not as bad as we thought then. All right. Well, Hong Kong, Taiwan are going to have to look to improve. 1-5-6, potentially something like Donut Plains or the like, or perhaps something like Ribbon Road, depending on what they feel with.
Yeah, these are definitely spots where, like, my usual vibe when picking for first is like, if the other team, like, if they have 2-3, then you can generally hold your own on the front. But if the other team is 2-3-4, in my eyes, that's way too many spots behind first. To the point where you should pick for first. Like, that's just not it. So picking tracks that are more balanced, I suppose, or tracks that could work for like all over the place kind of spots. And this is where teams can really go in, because it gives them the opportunity to really showcase their talents on more out of the ordinary tracks, like we saw earlier with Wild Woods and Mario Circuit.
Exactly.
The TM coming out. And this makes sense, even though they're Peru's 2-3-4, whereas you'd probably prefer to pick this if you were like 3-4-5. There's still the opportunity for them to pull shrooms. I would say they have the advantage going into this race for sure. So let's see what they can do. Same goes for Hong Kong, Taiwan. Triple Nana's coming out for Peru. Nicholas, that small weight in hopes to hit Rexy Mario, does not connect. Rexy Mario coming into first. Peru's game plan going into the race, maybe going against them, maybe not. It depends on who's behind Rexy Mario and Gustavo. Could
now
this
it's just
be
a battle for first.
HKT trailing behind? Or will it be Peru in 1-3-4, maybe 1-3-4-5?
Oh. Oh, you see.
Spamming the horn. Oh no, the bomb. That's going to be pretty detrimental for Hong Kong, Taiwan. But they still have quite a few top spots up there. I think they have at least 2-4, I would say. But generally, wouldn't be surprised if Peru was dominating the front again. Nicholas with the bananas again, just like on lap 1. Unable to connect once again, but closer this time for sure. Right now, tough to tell who's dominating at the moment, because HKT is in 3-4, but I'd like to say that's Peru in top 2. They've been doing a really good job dominating the front, so I just wouldn't be surprised if they're on the road to dominating the front again.
Oh, nice team play there for the red shell to go out.
Yep, there you go. If it connects with Gustavo, there you go. Doesn't connect, yeah. Yeah, I guess just they had the protection, so you know, easy to block that. It's one of those situations where it's like, if you're gonna make plays like that with one red, you gotta make sure the person in front of you has nothing. And ooh, that banana hit's not gonna be good for them. But Hong Kong Taiwan still in second with one revolving red. Okay, if that was 2, that could have been a big deal, but I don't think that's gonna do much unless they can chain into more reds at the doubles.
Oh, it looks like Rexy Mario does horn someone from Peru there.
Well, a ghost coming in. Oh my gosh, that was a great pull for Rexy Mario. Pulling the banana though, not stealing any shrooms. Although maybe good because I think his teammate has shrooms as well. But I think this is gonna be generally a solid race for Peru. That might even be... Okay, no, 1-4-5-7 for Hong Kong Taiwan. I'm completely off. They got a solid race there. However, I honestly think at this point that could be like a win for Peru. Like, I know it's only like the start of second half, but considering that was still a pretty close race, not that big of a win for Hong Kong Taiwan, that's solid for Peru. They still have a massive lead.
Yeah, there's still a lot of making up do on Hong Kong side here, Hong Kong Taiwan side even.
Absolutely.
But you know, if they can make it work like they did there, you know, with the team play with the red shells, if they can continue doing stuff like that, then they're in with a shot, you know.
Yep, absolutely. The opportunities are going to be there as the races go on. And I mean, yeah, like they still won the race by a little bit, but Hong Kong Taiwan is just barely down by less than 100. So if you're in their shoes, you know, you gotta start putting the pedal to the metal. I've said this in pretty much all of my casts so far in the World Cup, but that's just how it is. You know, you have less races to make something happen, so you have to make something happen early, and you have to set the stage for the last couple races if you want any chance at switching things up. We've seen it before. We've seen teams make or almost make massive comebacks. You'd go from -90 to -16 or something like that. And that's still great. However, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day unless you can clutch out the win. And that's what Hong Kong Taiwan needs to be telling themselves right now. We're down by a whole lot, but we're not out of it, and we can still do this. So let's put everything out there, and let's give it everything we've got.
Yeah, this is pretty much last chance saloon for Hong Kong if they want any chance of making it out of the play-in stage, because they are currently 0-3, and I think the second place team is on 2-1 right now, so you know they're still mathematically in it, but they have to win here. Very
difficult though. Very difficult to make it. Yeah. So this win is definitely a must-win, and even if you don't have the mindset of like being in it to make it to the group stage, you know, give it all you got. Try to do the best you can, and then you know, better luck next year. Shock coming in though, lap 2 shock. I'm pretty surprised by that.
Early shock.
But although, you know what? No, I'm not surprised by that, because if you pull shock in this game, especially if you're bagging for it with someone on the other team, generally speaking, you might want to bring it out and use it early just so the other team doesn't pull shock, while still using it to benefit your team.
Yeah. Usually, I've noticed that over the past few months, I'd say especially, teams have been using shocks a lot earlier. Usually, in the past, when teams have used shocks early, it's usually people have thought of it as thinking that they're just spamming it or what have you. But now it's more seen like it's either one of two things: they're using it because they feel it's the best thing, or because they have potential second shot. Oh, the bomb as well.
Yeah, I liked Rexy Mario's patience. Oh no! Getting pushed off, that's so unfortunate. That's like one of the worst spots to fall off too. The worst spot on this track for sure, because yeah, you're in the back now. And it feels like all of Hong Kong, Taiwan's back here. This is an amazing race for Peru when they already have the lead. A top 5 again for Peru. They're already winning by almost 100 and they just dropped that bomb? That is crazy, okay? That bomb on yes turns was actually so lethal because Hong Kong, Taiwan was actually looking pretty decent. You saw 2 of them in like 2-3, Rexy Mario coming up in like 5th or 6th. It was looking okay, but that bomb did so much work and it just gave Peru the opportunity to really come in and just mark their freaking territory and just prove that, they're in it to win it. Not saying Hong Kong, Taiwan isn't, but Peru is taking advantage of the opportunities and they're showing that they got it.
Certainly have. They're showing up big time here. And, considering they have 4 matches to play today, if this is what it's looking like for the first one, then they're setting themselves up very nicely indeed.
Yes, absolutely. I do believe we're going to be casting Peru again right after this match, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they'll be playing Scotland right after this.
All right, well, there you have it. Peru off to a great start today, and we're going to see them play one more time today. It's going to be a great watch, for sure. But, I mean, hey, it's not over yet. Although, granted, Peru is up by a lot right now. Plus 126 with 1 GP left. That's very difficult to come back from if you're Hong Kong, Taiwan. But it ain't over till it's over. So put it all out there and do what you gotta do, bud.
Well said, John. Well said. All right, 4 races to go. DK Jungle. Oh, we see the blue Mercedes cart coming out there.
Woo! What's
From Shark
here? Anyways, this is a great track for Peru. You already have so many top spots. However, it can sometimes be difficult. It's almost like Wario Stadium because the beginning is a super tight section and you don't want to get complacent with your top spots thinking you're going to run right away. There is the opportunity for Hong Kong, Taiwan to really break in. However, I think Peru did a great job maintaining the top spots. Pinocchio is back here, but I think that's the only Peru we see back here right now. Nicholas getting taken out, Riley getting taken out as well. I think that's only top 2 for Peru right now. Granted, that's still very good, especially when you have such a massive lead. However, that isn't what they had at the start of the race.
Yeah, it hasn't worked out ideally for Peru. It's not exactly what they would have wanted because people have been taken out, but there are chances again for them to catch up.
Absolutely. Although, if I'm being honest, maybe this is what Peru was going for. They already had the top spots, and they knew, and they would be right for this, that by going DK Jungle, already an established running track, even if some of them get screwed over, for the most part, they're going to maintain their top spots, and they have maintained their top 2. Like, the worst they can get here, if they maintain the top 2, is a top 2 bottom 4, and I think even then, like, Hong Kong Town would have so much to come back from if they're able to get the 3 through 7. But that's a story for another day. Right now, Rexy Mario doing his best to catch up. A star in 3rd. I think there's a shock in play.
You think?
I think so. That even though 1st is really far ahead, that's a crazy good item to pull. I think there's a shock in play right now. But Diego G in 1st, able to maintain 1st. Rexy Mario unable to take out Gustavo. And that's going to be 3-4-5 for Hong Kong, Taiwan. But this actually could be curtains right now.
Yeah. Oh, I think they were definitely like holding the blue as well. So
I think that's it. That has to be
yeah,
it. Peru won the race. I think that is it. Peru, if I'm not mistaken, takes the victory right after GP3 begins versus Hong Kong, Taiwan. So again, unless I'm mistaken, congratulations to Peru. Hong Kong, Taiwan, you gave it your best shot. It didn't turn out the way you wanted it to, but you know what? It is what it is. You can't win them all, and better luck next time.
yeah. I think this is Hong Kong Taiwan's first major tournament. So props to them for being able to gather and play and everything. And it's been,
Yeah,
it's really nice seeing new teams always.
yeah, and Stev, that's a very good point you brought up, because if you look at everyone on Hong Kong Taiwan's roster, with the exception of Rylan, they are all new players. This is their very first tournament. Like, it's pretty awesome to see, your very first tournament is on the biggest stage right now, 2021, Mario Kart World Cup, And that's pretty awesome to see. Yeah, plus 138 after 9. It's mathematically impossible for Hong Kong Taiwan to come back. So once again, officially, a big congratulations to Peru. Good luck and good luck in your next match. Hong Kong Taiwan, you gave it your best shot. Didn't get the outcome you want, but is what it is. And good luck in your next matches as well. Unless that was it for them. No, they have one more match after this, I think.
Yeah, I think they're playing Switzerland. We'll have to double check that.
Pretty sure they are. Could be wrong on that, but hey. Good luck either way.
In any case.
Yeah, just wrapping this all up. Peru did a great job dominating the front. Like, there were very, very few situations where we really saw Hong Kong, Taiwan up there. They did good trying to attempt to get up there. And they recovered well in some situations, getting some solid races in. But generally, like, Peru just dominated in the front. And it just goes to show how important front presence is in this game, even though bagging can be very beneficial.
Yeah, and one thing as well, because we've seen so little shocks, that hasn't helped Hong Kong, Taiwan to perhaps turn the tides of races when they've been in the back. So, it's just been one of those wars where front presence has been key.
Yep, absolutely. And I think a general idea for these kind of matches is that you want to have some kind of balance. And I think that's very important. Like a balance between, your front presence and, even though I've joked about this in other teams before, back presence as well. Back presence is important. It is, though. Like, I laugh now, but seriously, like, it is a pretty big deal. Like, having people in the back, whether it's a bagging track or not, if the other team is in top 4 on a running track, you might want to have 1 or 2 people back there, one person bagging for shock, the other one trying to get some dodges, maybe to catch up as a regular bagger. And, like, that's a pretty big deal. On bagging tracks, just in general, having a lot of people in the back to get those dodges, to have a better chance of getting shock, and to overall, just do the best you can to dominate the race. I think having that balance is critical to success in this game. Yeah,
you make a very, very good point there, John. Because obviously, as well, another thing to add to that is you've got to make sure that if there's a potential for what the other team is planning, so they can keep an eye on that and some kind of gauge if the team has like any shocks in play themselves or anything like that, or just try and disrupt as much as possible.
Yeah, just having a good idea of what's happening in the back, being in the back, being able to, help your team out in a situation where, they might be screwed over if you aren't able to get that shock. So, all of these factors come together to make a very interesting metagame. On one side, you have running. And running is incredibly important because there is always going to be that factor of, what if there is no shock? What if there is no super big power items coming up to really break into the top spots? Having those top spots is incredibly important overall. And as well, having people in the back, fighting for shock, fighting for power items to eventually catch up. Another very important factor. And if you have a general great understanding of these two concepts and really bring them together, then you have a very individually, you have a very good play on your hands, and if the team has it, then, you know, you're vibing all around.
Yeah. In most cases, that's a great recipe for success.
Absolutely. But yeah, 2 races to go. I think, I mean, I could be wrong. At least for me, this is the earliest I've seen a match being over with. After race 9, like, definitely a great showing for Peru. They definitely turned up today, and they're setting the stage for the next match, absolutely.
Yeah, they really are. Because Peru versus Scotland is going to be... Yeah, it's going to... I'm not sure what Scotland's record is right now. I think it's...
Right now, Scotland is 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah, I believe that's the case. And Peru is seeded... they're at a greater seed than Scotland. However, I think Scotland has proven to really be a force to be reckoned with, especially in this group. You know, they're... In terms of this group, they're the second worst seed, but they're 2-1. They have a positive record, which is a very interesting situation to be in. You know, being underrated like that, underestimated, and having the opportunity to really show up and maybe even make it to the group stage. I think it's going to be really close between Switzerland, Peru, and Scotland. I think that's very possible. Switzerland, 1-1 right now. Peru, officially 2-1. And Scotland, 2-1 as well. So we're getting the battle between the 2-1s in about 10 minutes, more or less. And it's going to be pretty awesome to see.
You're right, it will. Because that next match could ultimately decide one of those teams' fates.
Absolutely. You know, Switzerland coming in as one of the favorites in the group for sure, but Central America doing a great job at dominating the group. It's worth mentioning Central America 4-0. They're guaranteed to make it to the group stage now. So definitely an amazing showing in the play-ins for Central America. And they're the only team right now who have a guaranteed road to the group stage. And it's awesome to see.
Yeah, they've certainly come out the gate firing with their World Cup. Sorry, lost for words. With their sorry.
It's all good, man. You know what? It is what it is. Things happen and we move forward. But yeah, this group is looking pretty cool. I like how this group is turning out, and it's gonna be cool to see these teams clash at the end of the day. Switzerland only having played 2 matches so far, and while they are the favorites, they still have some work that needs to be done. I wouldn't be surprised if they made it out and made it to the group stage. However, again, the job has not been completed just yet, and they have a bit more to go. However, we're gonna see what happens.
Yes, we are. I think as we now come into the last race here.
Finishing off, and Peru is just dominating, a plus 180 over Hong Kong, Taiwan. That is crazy. Maybe, I don't know if they're trying to go crazy here, but maybe they're going to go for that plus 200. Maybe they're going to keep trying to get that plus 200. It would definitely be, it'd be a big thing, especially going into the next match they're playing very shortly, directly after this match, as a matter of fact. So, gonna be an interesting way to go into the next match, you know, coming off of such a big win and going into, I would say, a tougher match for sure, because Scotland went in versus Hong Kong, Taiwan as well. But we're gonna see these two teams clash and see who is the better of the two who have beaten Hong Kong, Taiwan. Yeah, overall, you know, Hong Kong, Taiwan, you know, they did what they could do around the beginning as well to maybe try to, you know, force some momentum onto their side. That 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 on, I believe, Dolphin Shoals was definitely telling that, and the TM pick right after that,
I think again,
was definitely telling that they could.
Is going to be crucial.
Absolutely.
See which team has the better.
But yeah, Hong Kong, Taiwan, you know, they did a good job at the beginning, trying try to get rid of that potential momentum. But I mean, really, it just comes down to, you know, having a good idea of, you know, how to really mesh your skill sets together and then come out on top. You know, the front presence, back presence, pack play, running, bagging, all that stuff. It all comes together and it builds such an intense metagame. It really comes down to momentum as a result. And simply put, Peru was able to run with it, and Hong Kong, Taiwan struggled hard to really break into that.